Hello, and welcome to Snowfall Retreat's introductory video. If you are viewing this video, then you are obviously a guest that will be staying at our resort. There's a couple things you will need to know if you are going to stay at our resort, and that is what this video is about. If you have already been a guest at Snowfall Retreat, then it is advised that you still watch this video, as things may have changed since the last time you were here, and we want you to enjoy your time here. Island here, we're going to do a bit of an overview and a background of our island itself. So, as you all probably should know, the island was originally named Dunk Island, which was absolutely devastated by a massive tsunami that hit it. Now, what that tsunami also did though was cause a massive earthquake rippling through the middle of the island, which caused this massive mountain to form right out of the middle. Now, you may think that it's just going to be a small mountain, but no. This mountain, it sees over 4,000 vertical meters, and it sees most of the island. And as you can see, we go from right at the top here, which is where we have our snow, all the way down to our beaches, just on the outside of this. The mountain in the middle that emerged from the tsunami is called Mount Wakatipi. And the reason it is called Mount Wakatipi is because of a Maori legend in which Wakatipi emerged out of nowhere after a sudden earthquake. Of course, nowadays we do realize that the earthquake pushing the tectonic plates together, causing the mountain to rise. But nonetheless, we thought it was fairly relevant, and which is why we named it Mount Wakatipi. Now, the name of the island, Snowfall Retreat, came about as we wanted to have a sense of relaxation as well as enjoyment in the name, which is hence the name Retreat. So, what happens is we do have our snowfall, which is where we get our name Snowfall, right up the very top. But what our name does not encapsulate is the beaches that lie around the outside, which we do have activities available for. Obviously, up the top here for our snow is obviously going to be our skiing and snowboarding, as well as we also do offer a little bit of tobogganing and a couple other things like that. But as you slowly progress outwards, we have various little activities that you can participate in. We have bike riding, which you can go, I'll show you later, but we can go all the way out along the path on the outside and cut through in little bike paths as well. We have jet skis that you can take around the island as well for means of transport as well as for fun. We have some boat rides to go out just out off here and go see some whales and some various other very interesting things. Luckily, we are right or sort of near the Great Barrier Reef, so you know we can have a day trip out to the Great Barrier Reef once every week. So guys, first up we have the skiing area. Obviously, skiing and snowboarding right at the very top of the mountain. At 4,000 meters, we are able to get snow during winter, as well as have nice warm beaches during summer. To give you an equivalent of this, if you've ever been over to the bottom island in New Zealand, to a place called Queenstown, there Mount Hutt, Remarkables and Coronet Peak all stand 1,800 meters to 2,400 meters. So essentially, we have double their height, which means that we don't necessarily need an incredibly cold environment, because during winter, the very top of our mountain is still going to be cold enough for us to create snow, even if no snow will fall. Hence why we are able to combine snow and sand, as our logo suggests. Also, up on top of our mountain up here is our first little section of villas. As you can see right over here, we have a little villa kind of area in which you are able to ski directly onto our fields and then go directly back in. This is more catered towards the people who just want to be at our resort for skiing, and that's exactly what they're there for. I mean, you can ski on, ski off, they're self-catered. We also have a little supermarket down the bottom there if you do want to buy anything. And so, of course, I've talked about the snow. We got snowboarding, tobogganing, skiing, snowball fights if you want, and we have about 3-4 kilometers of good runs that you can go on. So, when you go down the mountain, we get at the very edges of our island some pretty good beaches that have pretty good swells coming up into them. It's a beautiful place if you want to spend an afternoon, or you've been skiing all day, you can come down, temperature difference, just relax by the ocean, have a good time. Whereas we do have, that is a fairly big part of our island that ties into the retreat element, is our spa and wellness areas. So we have about 3 or 4 of these scattered throughout the island, and our biggest one is near our main beach, where I'll show you later, but we do have villas and all that near our main beach, and that's where we have our main one. But we do have smaller ones scattered around throughout the other villas, as they all are self-contained and everything you'll need will be there. So that does mean you also have one up at the ski slopes. So in these bar and wellness centers, what you get is the ability to go get a massage, sauna, spa, whatever you can think of, we will offer it for you. So here guys, you can see just a basic sort of dynamic map that I have going on here. So of course you can see we got Snowfall Retreat, that's like, you know, the whole main area, and then we got a little villa off to there, so that's all contained together. And then once again we have 2 villas down the bottom here on either side of the bottom end of our island. And the reason we've done this is because we do have this little point down here and we wanted to split it either side because there is still sort of a little bit of hill, and that's the whole reason we've done that. We can see main beach over here and then our main villa, and then in our main villa over there we will have that little spa retreat that I was talking about before, as well as main beach, which I did show you a picture of before. And what that allows is for, the reason this is our main beach is because, as you can see, we got a little break here, current comes in from the east, breaks on there, creates a nice little area in there for families to go and play with not too many swells. But then also what we have is the afternoon beach, which you can head over to, and it's not as protected, but it is still fairly protected, and you can still have a nice family afternoon there. Also though, if you are chasing swells, down there are little villas over here, and up there is where you're going to find your more serious waves if you want to go for a surf and all that. Also to note on this map are these little orange dots that I have scattered around the place, and what these orange dots indicate are little wharfs or jet ski areas. These little jet ski areas, in these little areas you can take the jet ski and you can simply go from place to place to place to place to place to place. If you really jet skis, I mean, it's a fairly simple process. When you rock up at our resort, you do ask for the jet skis and you pay about an extra $2 a day, and you have full access to our jet skis providing that you are able to drive them, and we find that you are sufficiently able to drive them. And guys, these are just some of the villas we have to offer. As you can see, these ones are located to the southern part of our island because we do have our rolling hills over the back. Little villas that are 1 bedroom and a bathroom that is shared between 2 villas. What this means is that, say you're there, you're going to be sharing a bathroom with the person there, and it's just going to be along in there. Now usually this is just done between families or something, because we do offer like 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Usually though, I mean, when you book, you're with someone, and so you can just get 2 bedroom, which means you'll get 2 villas, and we can put a double bed in one of them if you want, take the double bed out of the other one, and you know, you got yourself an extra spare room, a bathroom, a kitchen, well, 2 kitchens actually. Down to the business end of things, guys. It's not just going to be bill at the end of the day or bill whatever. It's actually a online account in which you can go and see your transactions and all of that. So as you can see here, we've just taken a quick little screenshot of Winston, who is in room number 35. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but that's what he is in. And what we have along here, we just have our dates, and so that'll just be able to tell you what exactly or what day you purchased your good on. And then in the next column, we got a description of what you got, how much, quantity, the price per unit. For reference, that's just the sale point. You know, if your sale 4,574, then that's your sale there. The charge, and then your payment. So that'll be that payment right up there. That's going to be your initial payment that you put a deposit on when you first get in, and then you can access this anytime. And this is obviously linked into our minibar list. So when you buy anything from our minibar, it'll be added onto this, in which you can then go and see exactly how much you owe at the end. Also, just in case that wasn't enough, we also do provide you with one of many graphs in which you can see your amount spent per day, or per multiple days in this instance, along the bottom here. So you can see at various points they spent $26, I'd assume, on meal. And of course, where would we be if we did not have some beautiful merchandise for you to purchase? First one up here is a long sleeve black tee, in which it just has a slogan, Snowfall Retreat, along the front here, and on the back, the Snowfall Retreat, with our slogan just underneath them being combining sand and snow. On this little cap down here, we have a Protec cap, in which I'm also wearing a Protec shirt here as well. And this is one of their golfing range, that's their generic logo. And that one is just a nice navy blue cap with their logo and Protec on the front. Now then, you ask, what happens if I want to send a letter to someone? Well, guess what? We got you covered in that aspect as well. Not only will you get a memorial pen in which you can write your letter with, but also we provide you with Snowfall Retreat official notepad. This means that every villa you are in will have a pen and a notepad in which you are able to take with you to commemorate your time here at Snowfall Retreat. Overall, that I hope you have a very enjoyable experience at Snowfall Retreat, as we offer a wide range of things that you can do. You can go skiing pretty much any time of the year aside from the very, very hot months, that being December, January, and that's the only time where we won't have any snow. Even in February and November, we still have a tiny bit of snow up the very top, because it is still under 0 degrees Celsius, meaning that we are still able to make some snow, although it isn't constantly there. But in the winter months, we have an absolutely abundant amount of snow, and to top that off, you can just go down one of our very high-speed lifts that we have available to you, right down to the beach, along the sides, and boom, you've gone from skiing down to being on the beach. I want to thank you for joining me today in this video. I hope you have learned as much as I have, and I hope you are now informed and ready for your stay at Snowfall Retreat.